how control follows us into our relationships. If a system teaches you not to trust yourself when your body is in pain, not to trust yourself when you are giving birth, and not to trust yourself when you are caring for a child, and if, as a child, you learn early that your feelings are inconvenient, that your needs are negotiable, and that safety comes from compliance rather than connection, it doesn't stop there. That same system follows you into your romantic relationships, into your friendships, into how you love, how you argue, how you apologize, and how much of yourself you believe is acceptable to express. In the last few episodes, we've been talking about how American patriarchy trains people, especially women and girls, not to trust their bodies, their instincts, or their needs. We've looked at how this starts early, through medical dismissal, through unnecessary control during birth, through parenting norms that prioritize fear and compliance over intuition and connection. Today, I want to talk about what happens after that, because the lessons we learn as children about whose needs matter, whose pain is taken seriously, and what love looks like do not disappear when we grow up. If you grow up in a system where caregivers were taught to doubt themselves, where parents were told that experts knew better than their intuition, where care was rushed, unsupported, or overwhelmed, then intimacy can start to feel confusing. Not because your parents didn't love you, but because they were navigating a system that made care harder than it ever needed to be. Many parents, especially mothers, were set up to feel like they could never win. They were too attentive, and then they were accused of spoiling you. If they were too distant, they were accused of neglect. Children raised inside that tension often learn an unspoken lesson. Love is something you manage carefully. Needs are something you minimize. Conflict is something you either avoid or escalate because repair was never modeled. So when those children grow up and enter romantic relationships, they often bring those same survival strategies with them. If your needs weren't met consistently, you might struggle to name them. If your emotions were dismissed, you might doubt your own reactions. If care felt conditional, you might work too hard to earn love or expect abandonment when things get hard. This is how a system built on control quietly reproduces itself. Not because people are failing, but because insecurity is passed down as normal. And just like mothers were divided from one another, pitted against each other through impossible standards, partners are often divided too. Instead of being taught how to communicate, repair, and co-regulate, we're told that struggling in relationships means we chose wrong, loved wrong, or are somehow broken. Again, the system disappears from view, and individuals carry the blame. But what if the problem isn't that we're bad at relationships? What if many of us were never shown what supported care looks like in our bodies, in our childhoods, or in our homes? What if the lack of trust we feel in ourselves and each other is not a personal failure, but a predictable outcome of a system that has long distrusted care, interdependence, and vulnerability? So today, I want to leave you with the following reflection. Where did you learn what love looks like? What did safety mean in your home growing up? And which patterns might belong to a system that failed your caregivers, not you? As we continue this series, we're not just naming what's broken. We're building the awareness we'll need to imagine something better. relationships rooted in trust, repair, and shared care. Because the way we love each other has always been political, and it has always been a site of possibility.